gotta give me some bling or something, man. Y'all over there, Sean.
I'm putting
I tried to adjust my lighting, but okay. Put one of mine.
Got new chains on today. Huh?
a real Cuban made mine.
Hey,
got mine straight from Cuba.
facts, I'm gonna just act like mine's tucked away. Yeah.
Nah, we talking to the Bentley and Ferrari or Lambo. What is that? Lambo? Oh yeah, you got the Lambo.
That's
the Bentley.
A Huracan.
You got the Huracan.
Well,
not no more, man. Not no more. I just got the Bentley.
Okay.
Just got the Bentley. Yeah, I can't get rid of the baby. The Bentley was my dream car, man. That
which Bentley is it? GT?
Yeah, Bentley Coupe GT Speed Edition.
Oh, beautiful car, man.
Yeah, man. I put that thing on 205, man.
Yeah.
205. That was
scary. And that's a heavy car too. So I mean, you was hauling.
Man, that joint was scary. I was like, I ain't doing that no more.
Yo, EA, bring that back.
They be all in my fit. They be all in my fit. They be all in my fit. 23.
Let's get it started. So, of course, I'm the 10X closer. I got my guest hosts, Ralph Rush and Mr. Miami Real Estate. And we interviewing Money Mel Jr. I got that right?
Facts.
Money Mel Jr. Money _ Mel Jr. on Instagram. And, this is the Garage Billionaire podcast. And we just trying to find out, everything that's going on in your world, Money Mel. We trying to get the money like you. So
what's popping, money? What's popping?
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know how it's going with because what he does is stocks,
right?
And he's in the credit industry also.
Okay.
My guy over here, he's into the Forex. I'm trying to dabble with that. What's up with that?
It's been brought to my attention too, so it's something that I had questions about too. So
okay.
No, nothing wrong
trades
with
stocks though.
With Forex. It's just nothing wrong with Forex. It's just not the way I invest. But like a lot of people ask me, like, "Hey, what you think about Forex? You think it's a scam?" I'm like, nah, it's not a scam. You just, trade in currency. You basically, So that's what it is. The foreign exchange. But I just don't do it. I was just,
Right. I mean, to each his own. Everybody has their own niche.
So in the stocks, are you more like buying them, hold them, or is it just or is it a particular stocks that you just try to, it goes up a little bit and you sell it right away? How do you do the stocks compared to?
See, like in the beginning, it started in the beginning when I didn't really know too much. I was doing the whole day trading thing and whatnot, and the swing trading thing. Like I had bought, like it's a crazy thing. Like right now, I think Facebook over 200 something. I actually bought Facebook at $19 a share.
Wow.
Back when it was trading, when it IPO, I think at like 55, and then it just kept going down.
30.
Because he bought Facebook.
I bought a Facebook. I bought a Facebook when they IPO'd at 30. Man, it went to $15. It went to $15. I took all my money.
Man, what a mistake. At 15? Oh man. Look, and that's crazy because I thought I thought I got it, and you seen it at 15. I got it at 19. Now just imagine if we would have held it.
Yeah, I know.
But to go back,
I kick my ass all the time, man.
Like to go back to your question, what I do now is I'm a long-term investor and a dividend investor. I like to purchase companies that pays dividends and let my dividends work for me long-term. So I have all my stocks into the DRIP, which is the dividend reinvestment plan. So when they pay me out my dividends, instead of me having that money come to my bank account, I just have it go right back into that stock. some people, they like to get the dividends and then reinvest it into other stock. I just let mine goes right back into the stock. So I'm a long-term investor. Yeah, I created
dividends or more like the performance of the stock.
Nah, I consider myself a high income earner, so I'm not really too much thinking about how some people would think of the growth to maximize their money. So I'm more so thinking about the dividend, which is with a good company, not just because it pays, you know what I'm saying, a high dividend, because I ain't trying to get to no company that's some trash. So I tend to stay to like big companies and also dividend aristocrats and dividend kings. So that's my sort of say. I'm a safe investor. You know, I don't really like to speculate. I don't really like to guess. Like the whole Tesla thing, I don't have Tesla because they don't pay dividends. I got Apple. I need to capitalize on that. But if the company don't pay dividends, I don't invest in it. But now moving forward, I'm gonna allocate a little bit of money to growth companies, but I'm still gonna try to stay towards dividends.
But with a company like Apple, like you say, I'm sure the dividend, whatever the percentage of the dividend, is a lot smaller than probably a higher risk company, right? That's just trying to use that money for capital.
Yeah. So Apple right now paying 20 cents per share. So for every one share they paying you 20 cents in a dividend. But not necessarily meaning that if the company high risk that their dividend is going to be high. You know, you have some companies out there that's stable that have a good dividend, like AT&T. AT&T dividend is over 7% right now. So they got a good dividend and they're a stable company. You know, it just all depends on that company.
Okay, so as far as the dividend, how often is that paid out? And I guess how is it calculated based on like how much would I have to, you know, how does it work in a sense of how much do I have to buy in order to get X amount of dividends, however that works? If you could explain that a little bit.
So that'll be company to company. Each company set their own benchmark on what they're going to pay in dividends.
Right.
So just like I was saying, Apple pays 20 cents per share. AT&T pays 52 cents per share. You have what is it? Old Realty, which is a REIT, pays I think like 23 cents a share somewhere. I think they just raised theirs, but 23 cents a share. You got Sunoco Gas Station, a company that I own, pays 82 cents per share. So it depends. It's just each company. That's like if all three of you all were separate companies, and you say, okay, for my company, I'm gonna pay 5 cents. He say I'm gonna pay 10 cents. He say I'm gonna pay 15 cents per share. You all get to set your individual rate, no matter what they do. Don't you know what I'm saying?
And then you set out the payout as well, right? Like if it's monthly, quarterly, or whatever.
Oh yeah. So they got monthly, which is every month, quarterly, which is every 3 months. So that's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Every 3 months, company payout. Then you have semi-annually, which is every 6 months. And then you have annually, which is every 12 months. So each company also set their standard when they're going to pay out. And just because a company paid out last year every quarter doesn't mean that they have to pay out every quarter next year. So that's all independently with that company. And how I look at it with the dividends, I just like, because it's a mental thing, I just try to play like a mental game. Like, okay, I know I got this bill right here, my lowest bill. So my goal is to get enough dividends to pay that low bill right there. Like, because my first because I really started getting into the whole dividend thing and like really investing, honestly taking it serious this year, taking investment serious this year. My first dividend payout this year was 23 cents. That was in January, 23 cents. That was my first dividend payout. But just past October, October month just passed, my dividend was $500. So, from January to October,
and that's in like for that. What you said was quarterly, or was it monthly?
That $500 was just in 1 month.
All right,
so we right now in the fourth quarter, which is October, November, December. So in this fourth quarter, my dividends just in the fourth quarter alone will be more than all my dividends in the first 3 quarters, just because I continuously been investing, been buying companies and holding. So what that did is put me in a position come January for my dividends to start off at $300 a month average. And because my goal this year was, in year 2020, was to achieve $100 per month dividend average. Because like I said, I started off at 23 cents. And because getting $100 average per dividend, that's hard. Like I just said, Apple only give you 20 cents per share.
Right.
So if you do the math on that, how many shares you need of Apple to get, even $100 dividend?
Right.
That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 500 shares. Is it? Yeah, 500 shares. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's 100. Yeah. And then so each share going for like 115 right now. So just to get 100 shares, you need like $11,000.
Right.
So to get $100 in dividend, you need about, what's that? 100,000 or something like that. What's that? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. No, that's 50,000. 50,000 something plus dollars just to get $100.
So basically, playing the dividend game, you got to have quite a bit of money invested to see anything back.
Yeah, it's a long-term game.
But also you'll see the money as the dividend is paid, you reinvest in it, so it's growing. So the next time the dividend is paid, it's a bigger pay, and it's just
Facts. That's exactly what I do. That's what I tell people, yo. Like, that's what I tell people. If you do that, your next payout will be always greater than your last payout. You know what I'm saying? So you never mess with the principle. Just leave it there and let it just keep growing. Let it keep growing. Let it keep growing.
So like you were saying, to get $500 a month, more or less dividend payout. What do you think the cash equivalent would be as far as an investment to more or less make that $500 a month?
Oh, to get the $500 a month? Well, that'll be about $200 more.
Well, I'm saying you were saying we were saying 100, right? Or 300. You mean, right?
Where I'm at, or what I was talking about as far as me?
Yeah, because I'm sorry, but I thought you said you was at 300 a month or something like that.
Yeah. So starting January, my average dividend per month will be actually like $323. So so that's right now on $32,000. Excuse me.
All right, so it's a doable. It's not like an impossible.
Why did I think it was way more money?
Like 150 grand.
Yeah,
$300 a month.
See, it all depends what companies you invest in.
Right.
Like some companies pay a 5 cents dividend per share. Then you got some companies that pay 52 cents per share. You get what I'm saying? So if I want to make $1,000 in AT&T in a dividend, that means I'm gonna have to have 2,000 shares of AT&T roughly, and a share right now is going for about $27. So 1,000 shares will be $27,000. So I need 2,000 shares in order to get 1,000. So that means I need $54,000 to get $1,000 dividend. But if I was doing it with Apple to get $1,000 dividend, I need, just to get 100, I needed what, 50,000. So to get 1,000, I'm gonna need 500,000.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
But he said something earlier as far as the dividends of companies. Like you might have a company that play every quarter, or might pay every annually, then next thing they want to do is just switch it up. Like from my understanding, Ford did that. Ford is not paid. Ford used to pay dividends, but now at this moment they're not paying dividends.
Yeah, a lot of companies stopped paying dividends at this moment due to you know what I'm saying, what's going on in the world.
Ford stopped back in like March. They were like one of the first ones to stop.
They stopped back in March, right?
They stopped. I thought they kind of stopped a little before then, but yeah, Ford stopped. You know, but depending on how you invest, you know what I'm saying, people could have capitalized off that too, because Ford dropped to like $3 and something. I think now they at like $7.
Yeah, 7.
And then I think back in 2008, Ford dropped to like $1 per share.
That's crazy.
You know, and then it shot up before, you know what I'm saying, what's happening in the world now, it shot up to like $10. So imagine if you was like one day, you was just like, man, I'm feeling good. I did this overtime at work, or I got this extra bag over here. I'm gonna just go ahead and just throw it on Ford. Boom. When it's at $1, you just threw 1,000, just something short. Boom, 1,000. Now you got 1,000 shares. That don't popped up to $10. Shoot, you just made all that money.
Right.
All for that little bit of 1,000. That was like, I was just looking at a company. I was just looking at Domino's Pizza. Look, Domino's Pizza back in, I think it was 2008. Domino's Pizza was trading at $3 and some change per share. Domino's Pizza is at over $300 per share right now.
Yeah.
Just imagine $3, yo. And they pay dividends.
Overstock.com was that stock for me, because it was like 323, I think. $3.32 a share. Mid March. Now it's $75.
See,
March of this year.
Yeah, it's 3 something with no
$3.
Yeah, Overstock, and the reason
everything dropped in March.
Yeah, and the thing is,
March was crazy.
I looked at Overstock because it was like, there's no way I'm getting into Amazon. Like, forget about Amazon. So what kind of like more or less the same business, and I saw it, it went down.
But did you get in?
Yeah, I got in. I bought 100 shares. But then I sold them.
I bought 100 shares.
We're all making the same mistake.
No, but check it out. Yo, it got up to like up to like $50, and I'm like, man, I'm out. Like,
man.
Nah, look,
you know, and it's still went up. So it's still up. And now I checked. You know, it's one of those like, man, I wish I would have kept it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I made some pretty good money, but still, it's nothing compared to.
It's nothing what you could have had,
yeah, you know,
or what you can have in the future. Because
that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, I really didn't know. I just knew that if I'm gonna buy a stock, I needed either 10, 20, 100, like some kind of a round number. So if the money goes up, it kind of.
Yeah, I think the same way.
You know,
I think the same
way.
way.
I realized with a stock game, and the mistake that I made is like, it's a patient game. It's not.
Yeah.
You can't think that you're gonna get rich overnight. Yeah. It's a long term thing. And like I said, when I made that mistake back in 2000, what was it, 2011, 12 with Facebook? I'm right now. Like I said, I'm constantly kicking myself in the ass for it. Like I put $15,000. It came out at 30. I bought $15,000. I bought like 500 shares. It dropped down to $15. And I took my $7,500. Yeah, I couldn't handle it. I'm like, yo, I'm new to the shit, so I took my $7,500. Right now, I'm looking at Facebook. I'm like, wow, look at myself.
What are they at now?
Yo, I think 200. What Facebook at?
I want to say like if not 238, 278.
230, and I was there. I was
278.
I was there, bro.
And a nice round number too.
Yeah, yo, I had 500 shares, bro. Number, and I used 15,000, and I took an L at 7,500.
261.
But that's what happened with me when I seen that it went up to $50 something, and then it dropped. Then it was then I don't know, but I wake up in the morning. You know, again, I'm new to it too. I hear him on the news.
I wake up in the morning.
I'm like, yo, and I see that I lost. You know, and I'm thinking it as a loss. Not that I bought it at $3. I'm thinking it as a loss at 47 or whatever. So I'm just gonna sell it.
Right.
So the day stock market did good today. Today I made $625 in the stock market. not dividends, but just growth. $625. Facebook at $261 right now. That's a lot of money, man. Shoot, I thought I was winning. I'm gonna tell you, talking about kicking yourself in the butt, right? So when I was beginning out, well, not really beginning out, when I was doing my swing trade phase, I had bought Amazon at around $700 a share. And just like he was saying, I like to do the whole round number thing. 10. My numbers are 10, 25, 50, and 100, and then 1,000. So I try to get all the stocks I have. My goal is to get 1,000 shares of each stock that I hold. I feel that's in my pay range. You know what I'm saying? Then as time goes on and income increased, then 10,000 to be my pay range. Because the stocks, it's like you really feel the power in the more shares that you can purchase. You know what I'm saying? So I had 100 shares in Amazon. I sold it at around $900 per share. And look at that Joe now. And I thought I was winning. I thought I was winning, but yeah. So that also, man, all those little losses, all those little losses were prompting me to get where I'm at now, which is just a long-term investor, man. Because I just like to set the money and forget it. So my goals I have now, like I put on my IG and I put on my YouTube, is just showing the dividend goals I had. So this year it was $100 a month. Next year to 2021, well, 2021 January is supposed to have been $100 a month, but I achieved that this year. 2022 was supposed to be $200 a month, but I achieved that this year too. 2023 was supposed to be $400 a month, but I'm gonna achieve that by March, if not sooner. 2024 supposed to be $800 a month. I may be possibility I may achieve that this year too, but think about it, that's in 2024, and I'm already about to achieve 2024 goals in 2021. Right. So to put me to my 5-year goal, which is $1,600 a month in dividends, I'm supposed to achieve that in January 2026, but I may be able to achieve that in 2022.
Right.
And so that gives me all that time though to still work towards that goal, because like I said, it's already 2020 and I already then achieved 2022 goal already. So when come January, I'm gonna be working on 2023 goal. So I have 2 years to work on 2023 goal when I supposed to be working on 2023 goal in 2022. So I like to plan out my things and do the worst case scenario, but also work them on the best plan, because therefore I will always complete my goals if I continue to work hard at it. So like I said, that's $1,600 a month. That's my 5-year goal. But like I said, I probably achieved that in 2023 instead of 2026.
By 2025. Yeah, you could double that.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I don't want to plan to do that 2025, and I don't do it, but be like, oh man, dang. But yeah, I ultimately want to get to in dividends $10,000 a month. So like people don't know though, if you single and let's say you ain't working, right? I think this how it go, you ain't working. So because I just kind of found this out myself. Not you ain't working, but you don't have an income or you make less. One of these two. If you don't have an income or you make less than I think it's $37,000 or $32,000, then all your dividends is tax free. And if you married, you make less than $88,000, then all your dividends is tax free. It's something like that. It's something that I just came across because, like I said, I'm still new to the whole long-term investing and things like that. But that's crazy. I mean, you could live off your dividends tax free.
Let me ask you. So how I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
How do the taxes come into play with that too? Because that's another thing too that a lot of people might not know. When you buy a stock, right, you don't pay the tax until you sell it, right? So you're not paying whatever whatever your profit is, you're not paying tax on that, right? Is it the same thing with a dividend, or how if it's being rolled back into the stock, at what point do you pay a tax on that? Is it when you take it out?
At the end of the year.
Oh, so it's at the end of the year regardless. You're paying tax on that.
Yeah, you're gonna pay on your dividends because it's it's cash being distributed to you, but you pay on your dividends differently. You get taxed differently. Like, let's say if you have a 9 to 5 and you making that 9 to 5 money, and then you get these dividends. Let's just hypothetically say you get $10,000 in dividends. That's not gonna get taxed with your 9 to 5 money. That's gonna get taxed solely by itself, and that's I think that's around like 15 to 20%.
Let me ask you. I know his question was taxes. What's the stock right now that you're looking at? You feel like this is a good stock it has a lot of potential as growth?
As growth. Honestly, I can't really answer that because I only look at like the stocks I have and like ones that's paying dividends and things of that nature. But the next stock that I'm going heavy on is was actually two, Apple and AT&T. Okay. I think Apple going to continue to grow because Apple is more than just a phone company. Right. They're a whole technology company. Right. And they got a safe dividend. They got all that technology over there. I like Apple, Other than Apple, I do want to get into Tesla because, man, I think Tesla, man, next 10 years, Tesla going to be doing some crazy stuff. The thing is really, though, for people like us and our age bracket and things, like if you just, especially if you're making good money, you just really want to find a good ETF, you know what I'm saying, good index fund, and just put your money in that junk and just let it ride out. Just have consistent weekly inputs or monthly inputs, whatever, however you get paid or whatever, just consistently have a separate account for it. And that junk just automatically coming out.
Could you explain a little bit what an ETF is?
All right, so ETF is the acronym for exchange traded funds. It's like let's just say you got a basket on the table in front of you, and the basket itself is empty, nothing in the basket, but the basket is called an ETF. And what goes into the basket is different stocks, different companies. And then so the ETF itself invests in little pieces of each of the company. It buys up stocks. And then so people like us, we come along and we invest in the ETF that gives us a piece of those companies that it already bought. So that, let's just say the ETF costs $100. So that $100 that you invested in the basket of the ETF went to each of those little companies. So it spreads your risk.
And all ETF dividend based?
Nah.
Or are they specific dividend based ETFs? Is probably better.
Nah, they have some dividend based ETFs. Just like ETFs are traded just like regular stocks. So therefore, just like regular stocks, some companies pay dividends and some don't. Like my thing is like how I feel like the stock market and credit go hand in hand is like a person get their credit good, and like how my man doing real estate right there, like they get that money, and then you just create a cycle. That's what you want to create. You want to create a money cycle. You get your credit good, get into real estate, you take your real estate money, you put it into stocks, you get your dividends from stocks, put it back into real estate. That's all you want to do.
Right.
You want to just create a wheel and then have it an automatic cycle. Your rent's coming out, or your money you getting off of however you doing your property coming out, going into your investments, you putting it into appreciation stocks, stocks that's paying dividends, and you just have it just keep going like that. That's my goal also next year, is getting into real estate. That's something I want to do because in my mind, I look at every 500 I get, in dividends, I feel like it's a house. It's me having a rental property because I invest in REITs also. So the thing about what I like about REITs and rather than having rents is because if you charging somebody, let's just say $500 to stay in one of your apartments or whatever, or $700, next month they're gonna give you that $700. The month after that, they're gonna give you that $700. $700 all month, man, all year. But if I got that $700 coming out of dividends per month, every month, that $700 is going to increase. Every month it's going to go up because I got it in a drip. So it just keep on increasing. But yeah.
So what do you do in the credit space? I understand. Well, let me ask this. What were you doing before you got into the stock market? That's one. And I guess my question would also be is, what do you do on the, the day-to-day basis? Is that the credit business?
So I hit the lotto for $30 million. And then I
Absolutely.
had a wild night in Miami and blew it all up. It's like, nah. I'm gonna see answering them step by step. The first question was what again?
First question, do I even remember the first question? The first question basically
like what did you do before this and kind of what made you get into this?
Okay, so basically my journey. All right, so I'm gonna try to give it to you long story short. I got into it. So I was young. I was always been the youngest person wherever I worked at. I was young, 21. I was doing security. I was the youngest person there doing security, making good money. I think I was making when I started out probably like 32,000. Then I went to 75,000. I think was it 75? No, then I went to 50,000 the next year. Then the year after that, I went to 75,000. So I was 23, making 75,000. Then I went to 88,000. And then, like I said, I was still young, making all this money, and I was just kind of like blowing it. Well, not kind of, I was blowing it. And then
I kind of see some of the pictures on your IG from back when you was younger in the club.
Hey, look, so it's crazy because look, when I was making my most money when I was young, how old was I when I did that? I think so. That was what's this? 20. So this was like about 10 years ago, and I was making good money, no kids, none of that. I think I was probably making like 90,000 then. I was 24. I was in the club, man. I remember this clear as day. It was April. The month of April, I spent $30,000 in a club, just popping bottles, having fun, and all that.
Now when you see that, now when you think of that kind of money, do you think in dividends?
Bro, look, what we say $3 for Domino's and it's over $300. You know, if I would have invested that same 30,000 into Domino's 10 years ago, that would have been 10,000 shares of Domino's. So let's do the math. If I don't know if y'all got a calculator in front of you, you do the math of 10,000 times 378. And that's not including dividends or anything. That's just straight appreciation.
3 mil, 370, 3.37.
That's how much I had.
One night. I mean, one month.
I ain't gonna lie. That's my goal. That's my goal with Ford. Right now, I'm at 2,600 shares of Ford. I'm trying to get 10,000 shares of Fords.
Yeah, see, I think 10,000 is the entry level to big boy stock status. You know what I'm saying? Like don't get me wrong, you can eat good off not having 10,000 shares, but to be like one of them big dogs, I think 10,000 is the entry level. Cause you got Bammers out there buying $100,000 shares of company, $1 million shares of company, but 10,000 is that entry level that you pay. No matter what stock you may have, really, you know what I'm saying? As long as it ain't penny stock, it's that entry level because you got 10,000 shares of a stock. If it go up $1, you just made $10,000. You know, so right now I'm working on 10,000 shares of one of my companies I own now. And then my second company, I'll be working on 10,000. So I'm gonna simultaneously work on both of them next year. So that's why I said I could very well at the end of next year be at $800 a share, $800 a month in dividends. So yeah, so I was making this money and whatnot, but my mind really ain't get to how it thinks now until I had went to another job, and then I was working around all these older dudes, and this one older guy, he asked me one time during our break, he's like, "Yo, Mel, what do you spend your money on?" I said, I pay my bills. I have my car. Yeah, I pay my car note. Put $100 in my savings account, and then my money is me. I have fun with it. Do this and that. He's like, "You don't invest?" I was like, "Nah, what's that basically?" Because I never had no one to talk to me about investing. Right. So it's like, "What's that? How do I do that? Like, tell me about it." So he told me to read this book, and the book was The Richest Man in Babylon. And I read that book, and I fell in love. To this day, that's one of my that's my favorite book. And then comes 48 Laws of Power. But Richest Man in Babylon was amazing and phenomenal for me. So then I came back to work talking to this older dude, and he was about like in his, had to be 50s, 60s or something like that. And I was 25. And he telling me this, and I'm making the same money he making, and he 50, 60 years old. And then so he get to start talking to me more and more about finances and stuff. So then he tell me, say, go research this for me. So he told me research the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. So I did that, and I came back like, pow, mind was blown. Like, yo, these people are rich. They wealthy. Their kids are born into wealth. So that's when I first learned about generational wealth. I didn't even know that term even existed. So from there, him and I started talking about investing in stocks. He was telling me how, from the book, he saves 10% of his income. He tried to live off 30 to 40% of his income, and he invests the rest. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, you live off less than 100% of your income? See, back then, I thought we were supposed to live off 100% of our income.
Right.
So from then, I went on to another place working, and then honestly, it got away from me as far as doing the investments and stuff like that. But then I started it back in 2016, and I was doing day trading then. And I was eating good, doing day trading. Like, I make $1,000 a day. The most I made was like, what was it, like $7,000 a day, yeah. And then I lost $13,000, and I said, nah, that's not for me, man. Because I don't really like to gamble because I hate losing the money. Yeah, that's why I don't really do casinos. And if I go, I'm just there for the atmosphere.
Right.
Like,
I don't gamble. I'm gonna put 20 in. If I don't hit a mill off the 20, I'm good.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a gambler. I'm a motherfucking gambler.
Andrew's gonna ruin my night.
I'm a gambler, boy.
Andrew's gonna ruin my night. I lost $20 dollars.
If I was, man, I'm a gambler, bro.
I went to Vegas, right? I went to Vegas, and I actually figured out how to get comp drinks, right? And I would put $20 in the I would sit at the bar, right? We're at the Palms. I'll sit at the bar. I put $20 in the machine at the bar, and I'll pay the penny slots, the 10 cents you know, a roll or whatever. And I was getting drinks. By the time I left, I was 6 drinks into it. I spent $4.
But how'd you get the drink? By paying the paying the 20?
By the fact that you're gambling, the casino will comp your drinks. Yeah. But if you sit there, you're just sitting there, you got to pay. You know, I was getting Long Island's, whatever, like $15, $20, whatever it was. But if
look, you were smart about it. You were smart about it.
The bartender would come around, and I was just, you know.
Hey, you want to hear something? I was in Vegas last year. I'm winning, and I'm like, okay. I made like what, $1,200. I said, man, let me go get some extra money out of the money at ATM. I took $3,000. I put it on a blackjack. I put all of it. In one hand.
I
lost it. I said, damn.
That's when they turn the magnets on.
Nah, but I ain't tripping because I'm a gambler, so it don't matter, man. Hey, man, I gamble anything.
The house take it back. You got to know when to call it quits.
I ain't worried about it.
Facts. So around that time, y'all wow. So around that time, I moved into the credit phase because I was trying to buy a new car because I was making good money. So my credit was jacked up. And I'm like, dang, why my credit jacked up? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying, do nothing crazy. I don't know nobody. I ain't understand credit in. So I got with this credit fixing company and whatever. And all they did was remove 2 collections that I had from when I was 18 years old that I didn't even know about in high school. And then my credit was still, so, because my credit, the lowest my credit was 350. 350. Yeah. Yeah. So they removed the 2 collections.
I think that's
and
in the beginning, it was credit.
That was BC credit.
Hey man, come on, man. My baby credit like that.
That's before they came up with the system.
Y'all, wow. So I went to them. I'm like, look, y'all removed the collections. What else? You know, for my credit, I need help. Like my credit score only went up, I think like 50 points, something like that. I was like, what else? They was like, well, there's nothing else we can do. So then something I found out, like that's all these people who be like, oh, I repair credit or I fix credit. That's all they do is just remove things out of the collections.
Right.
Or add you on a trade line. Yeah. So therefore, I went to discovering how to improve my credit on my own. So this was like a whole 2-year process. And then I found out how to do it and I became real good at it. So I took my credit score all the way up to an 821 or something, like in 6 months. And then I took my my homeboy credit score up to like a 805. Then took my mom credit score up to like a high 7s or whatever. Then so my circle.
All within months, like a fraction of time of months.
So the quickest was 90 days. Everyone else was around about. No, the quickest was 60 days. Everyone else was around about 90 days to a year, depending on what was on their credit. Because even though the credit is a straight structural box, everyone's credit history is different. You know what I'm saying? So it may take one person 60 days. It may take this person a whole 12 months. You know what I'm saying? So I got my credit score up to 820, went to go buy my Bentley. And then, so I had the credit, I had the money, bought the Bentley. I was like, cause I had rented one before then and I just fell in love with it. It was like, yo, everything else I get in, like it don't dry like that. So I had to go buy one. So I bought one. And then one of my mentors at the time that I had got a mentor, it was like, yo, you should turn this into a business. So then I turned it into a business as helping people repair their credit. I had got with that company, what was it, FCS or whatever, for a split moment until I found out they wasn't really repairing credit. So then I left them and whatnot. So then I changed the whole thing. Like I'm a credit consultant. I don't repair credit because a person think that you going out there getting things off collections. I don't do none of that. What I do, I look at your credit score. Not your score. I look at your credit report. I write you up a 6-step plan. Guarantee you 100% once you finish this plan, you'll have excellent credit. 100%. or 100% the person money back. And I consult with them. They can either consult with me for 30 minutes or they could consult with me for an hour. That'll be $50 or that'll be $100. And I tell them, I say, hey, your credit is this way, that way. You want to follow this 6-step plan right here. Once you get to the 6-step plan, you will 100% have excellent credit. So that will prompt me to, then some people was really financially hurt. So then that will prompt me to do my YouTube talking about credit. So, and I tell a person, like, if you can't afford to do a consultation, go to my YouTube, check it out, because I put everything on YouTube for free. So basically, when a person do a consultation, they just paying for my time, because I answer all the questions on YouTube.
And you're doing it more like a little bit more personalized since you're asking specific questions.
Facts. But yeah, so that's how I got into the credit space right there, man, because my joint was jacked up. I took it.
Let me ask you, when you say you went from a from trying to be a credit repairer to a credit consultant, because that's just one word will make a huge difference, right? So by being a consultant, like you said, they're paying you the 50 or the 100, whatever the case is, you do the plan or whatever the steps are to get the plan, the 6-step plan. It also should be a different customer, really, because now it's more people who have to have self-accountability. It's not like just on you. Like, I'm telling you how to do it. If you don't do it, that's kind of on them, right? It's not like you got to hold their hand through the process if they don't do any of the steps, right? Like, if they don't do anything, nothing's going to change. So they have to have some kind of accountability, right?
Right. That's just like in life, if you want something different, you got to do something different. Once I write the plan up for them, if they don't follow the plan, that's solely on them. So actually having a plan is like holding your hand. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because all you got to do is just follow it. Step 1, he said, do this. Step 2, he said, do this. Step 3, do this. And then once you look back and you're on step 6, you're like, okay, once I finish this step, I will have excellent credit. Hands down.
I mean, that's smart, and you gave me a great idea. Mm-hmm. The reason I say that is because I spend my time, I find myself spending a lot of time giving people a lot of valuable information for free. Mm-hmm. And based on when you said, because I'm getting back into the, like I do the credit thing, like it's nothing to me. I know how to do it. I got everything to do it. However, I'd find myself like when you just said about the credit consultant versus you repairing credit.
Right. So that one word is a very broad. Dude, that's a seriously two different things.
I literally just gave somebody everything he just said. I literally just gave somebody the whole step, and I don't mind because it was a longtime friend of mine. However, at the same time, you got to look at it like whether it's a friend or not, if they could get the information for free, they're going to take it from you, for free, and rather than pay you, even if you're a friend. So while I'm looking at you as a friend, like you're like, damn, he just gave me the game. So I don't have to use his service anymore. And I literally gave, once again, I don't mind, but I literally gave the whole consultant thing from A to Z, and they could have just take all that information and applied that information, and boom, they was good.
But again, you said the word, they have to apply it. The thing is, I feel like if it's free, a lot of times people will, yeah, but they won't take it serious.
Right.
Once you charge them for it, and it's something that they pay for, it's more like, like I said, like a accountability.
Of course, have a skin in the game.
I gotta put my money, even if it's $50. So that's what I'm saying. As a consultant, whatever the case might be, it's free, and you talk, you give them the free advice. But once you charge them $50 or $100, it might be like, all right, I'm gonna call them when I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna call them when.
See, you definitely get a lot of people procrastinating like that. But to piggyback off what you were saying, when I started out, this is what I started doing. So when I realized, okay, I could create a YouTube, and I just let YouTube pay me or whatever. So what I started doing was, I tell a person, so a friend or whoever that I know will come to me and say, hey, this what's going on. Can you help me or whatever? I say, boom, okay. What's more valuable right now? His $50 or her $100 or having them subscribe to my YouTube and then sharing that with 10 people. So I told them, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna help you out. And since you know what I'm saying, can't pay or whatever, depending on who you talking to, you word it differently. I'm gonna give you this discount or whatever, but this is what you gotta do. You gotta subscribe to my YouTube, share it on your social media, and then have share to 10 people you know personally. So that's what I would do. So when a person would come, because that was more valuable to me now than just that little bit of change that I was going to get from you. Because then now I'm spreading my footprint. I'm spreading my reach. So that's what I would do in the beginning and whatnot. And I kind of still do it now too. Be like, okay, a person maybe don't as hard on sometimes, or maybe don't have the money, or they trying to get a house and they all strapped for cash. Cool, no problem. I'll help you out. Share this YouTube with 10 people you know. Well, now there's like 20 people you know personally. Have them subscribe, and we good. I got you.
Like that's cool if they would actually do that. But going back to not having the money, that's another thing I learned in business is that, like, no matter what the sob story is, dude, they got the money. They just don't want to give it to you. They just don't want to pay for the service.
That's true too, because we spend our money how we want.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, the more so the notoriety was more valuable than the money, though.
No, I understand that. That's based on your business perspective, which is good. Long term, you want all those subscribers because in the long term game, those subscribers turn into money because after you get to X amount subscribers, then you can monetize your YouTube page and you could add links and get the little sponsorship, little you know, the AdSense and all of that. So yeah, I get that. But in general, people, you could, first of all, they'll waste your time and get all the free information and don't do anything with it. However, the ones that are going to do something, if they could get the information for free, they're going to take it. It's not that they'll give you all, oh, let me get paid. When I get paid on Friday, I got you this.
That's why you got to draw the line in the sand. You got to draw that line in the sand and be like, all right, well, we're going to talk on that day.
Yeah.
We're going to talk on that day.
The problem
I'm
with me.
Schedule you in now for that day.
So you want me to tell you something that I found valuable, though? So if a person do want to get your knowledge and book with you, right? So you had them do schedule an appointment to talk to you, but they got to do a deposit.
Right.
And really, actually, at the end of the day, it really don't matter what the deposit is. The person gonna feel that emotional connection to the deposit, and they gonna go through with it.
Yeah.
So that's another way to attack it.
But yeah, that's my thing. Is I never charge anybody for anything, especially talking, because then once I get to start talking to them, you know, I'm just giving them everything, you know, just off the strength, because I like to talk business. And two, it's like they say something to trigger the next. No, you don't do it like this. You do it like this. And then before you know it, I done gave you all the game for free. And then I'm watching everybody around me.
Jams on IG.
For dropping the same shit that I'm doing for free. So I'm like, fuck it. I got to start charging people because, I got bills to pay.
It's your time is your time is valuable.
Time is money. Yeah. So, you know, that's. But
in the case of what he's saying, since he wants obviously to spread the word, and by spreading the word, you don't get the money anyway. So
right, of course.
In the long run, it's like a dividend. It really comes back to that. That'll turn into that customer. You know, that'll eventually turn into
right.
You know.
My man on it. He on it.
That's something that really interests me. He on it. Because I understand you got to keep reinvesting. Not to go back on that real quick, but I just been thinking about it.
No.
Because it's like, man, to get to that point where you can say, okay, well, I'm gonna make 10,000 this, you know, at the end of the month, off of just investments that you've done. Even if it takes you 10 years, just say whatever. Like it's still, I mean, that's like, a very well spent 10 years, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Gonna come anyway.
Right, the 10 years gonna come anyway, and I'm sure a lot of people probably gonna listen to this and they're thinking that you're putting $100,000 a year into probably, you know, and I'm sure at some point it turns into that, you know, but you know, since it's reinvested, it's like that. You heard about like when they ask, do you rather have $100,000 cash today, or you rather have a penny double for 30 days or whatever, right?
Right.
So it's kind of like that same thing. It'll just keep on growing, keep on multiplying, you know, to where 10 G's a month. You know, you're pretty.
Yeah, my goal. I'm gonna say my goal. What's this coming up? 21. My goal 2022 is to do like I'm trying to do like putting in probably about like $250,000 a year. That's my goal. What I say? 2022. So that's what I want to do. I want to do a quarter a year, because you think you're doing a quarter a year, 4 years, that's $1 million in the stock market, not counting no interest and not counting no dividend.
Okay.
That's 4 years. So I used to my goal. I used to want
at that level.
My goal. I used to want to do 6 figures. Then it went to $1 million. Then it went to 10 million. My goal is 10 million. To touch 10 million. That's my goal. And that's what I want to do within the next 10-year time frame or whatever.
So what does the day-to-day look like for you as far as an entrepreneur?
Man, my days be wild.
You're like, hey man, you actually a little too much.
Hold on now, you just said about the free.
like yo, I'm trying to run this underground empire under the radar. Like yo, but no.
Nah, man, just a normal day to day, you know, normal guy. You know, wake up, do my thing.
Drive a Bentley.
You wake up, drive the Billy. You know what normal people do.
Yeah,
regular people. You know, wake up.
And, you know, eat my breakfast. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch the stock market a lot. I don't now, but honestly, my day consists of a lot of grinding, building relationships, just trying to position myself for us when next year come, because I was saying, I want to get into the real estate game. So my whole goal is I want each of my extra incomes to bring in per month at least $5,000. So that's my goal. So I want to have 10 different income sources or streams of income. And if each of them bring in $5,000 a month, that's $50,000. And that's always in my mind. Been my goal is to make $50,000 a month passively. So when I get up, 90% of my day, man, is politics. I'm gonna say 80% of my day is politicking. Because how I make money now is just kind of like I got certain things on a what you call that when it run by autopilot, certain things, and then some other stuff, you know, I gotta go and put in time and grind and, you know, do things, see some faces and things. But 80% of the time is politicking, so I can position myself on the next move, and that's in real estate. So I'm trying to get me a rental property, and then after that one rental property, I'm trying to buy land. So what I'm working on now, I'm trying to get this land, 100 acres for 1.5 million. That's what I'm trying to work on right now. We're not trying to. That's what I'm working on.
Okay, so this property, you already identified it.
What, the rental property?
Nah, the land.
Oh yeah. All right, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Going back to the credit thing real quick. So how can you, is there, I know you said the connection between the credit to the real estate to the stocks, right? But can you go from the credit and then use somehow the money generated from the credit to get into the dividends? I mean, or into the type of stocks or investing?
Yeah, you can, you know, but a person would say, you know, don't borrow money to invest money. You know what I'm saying? That's which is true too. But to each his own. If you're disciplined enough, you know, you can do that. Let's just say you got a good credit score, you got a 780, an excellent credit score, and you go into your credit union and you tell them you don't take out an installment loan. You tell them I want to open up a revolving line of credit. They say, okay, cool, boom, here go $25,000. You got a revolving line of credit with us. Then you go and say, okay, boom, put that $25,000 in my account, in your checking account. Then you go to your brokerage, let's just say E-Trade or whoever, and you take that $25,000 and you throw it into AT&T. And now you got 1,000 shares of AT&T, and they're gonna pay you $500 every 3 months. So once you take that money, you know what I'm saying, you could put it in the drip, let it keep going, you know what I'm saying, keep reinvesting. And then by you having that excellent credit score, you got a low interest rate on your loan. So you just pay your loan back over time while this money over here still calculating on the drip. And like I said, AT&T paying that 7% dividend right now. You just get that money just every 3 months. That money is just gonna keep growing. The first quarter you got paid out, it's going to be $500. The next quarter you get paid out, it's going to be like, what's that, 369? It's going to be more than $500 basically. Then the third quarter, it's just going to keep growing. You know, then when you start next year off, you probably be getting like $600 now. You know what I'm saying? And then you just paid this loan off already. And then you got this lump sum over here that just keep growing without you touching it. Just keep growing. You know, so it can be done that way. You know, a lot of people use debt to, you know what I'm saying, increase.
The reason I asked is because I knew a guy that was a day trader, and I think there's like 20 grand or something you have to have.
I wouldn't do that with day trading though.
No, but I'm telling you, he was explaining. So I was just wondering about the credit, because he was telling me he went through something with his credit, and he got because what is, you have to have $20,000 or $25,000 per day while you trade or something like that, right? Or is it something to that?
I think day trading is $10,000. Is it? It's 10 or 20. I don't exactly know.
I've flagged a bunch of times for day trading,
but I know what you're talking about though.
Hey, they're saying you're day trading. I mean, I didn't even know what that was. I was just trying to make this, you know,
just trying to get paid,
you know. But when he was explaining to me, he told me no, he took it from his credit card to secure the money, I guess, for him to be able to day trade. Right. You know,
that's too risky, man.
All right, so I thought that there was maybe like since you're in the credit repair thing, there must be a connection, but because it makes sense, which is the credit real estate stock. That's the more, you know. So I was just wondering if there was a bypass.
And I guess, you know, you kind of asked the question in a different way, but got the same answer, which was how could somebody get started, you know, with the trading. And you know, that's definitely one way that made a lot of sense. Yeah. However, the risk level with that, what do you think is the risk level with that? Like someone took out a $25,000 line or revolving line of credit, and because some, just say for instance, with companies that stop paying dividends, like what's the likelihood of companies, you know, like just deciding they just won't pay dividends anymore?
The likelihood is any company can say, okay, we've been paying dividends every month or every quarter for the last 10 years, but we're not paying dividends no more. They can say that the next day. At
any point in time.
And then you sell your stock.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially.
All right, then, bye.
All right. I mean, that makes sense, especially if you took out a line of credit for it, you know.
No, but like you said, you already paid that back at that point. You just already in the game.
Well, no. Well, technically, if you took it out, I'm not talking about after you paid it off. If you paid it off, then whatever. But like if you just took that line out and then tomorrow they decide, you know.
That's why they say you shouldn't do that. But I'm saying, you know, some people, you know, can pull certain things off. You know what I'm saying? Look at the dude who sold his house and everything he had and went to Vegas and put it all on, what was it, on black. And he hit. He doubled his worth. You know what I'm saying? And he left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. You know, you take the chance, you get the reward. You take the chance, you get burned. You know, that's why, like I said in the beginning, I'm a long-term investor now. The way I invest is boring because I buy it and I let it sit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing now. Buying and let it sit, let my dividend increase with good companies. And I think, you know, anybody getting into the game now, you know, the easiest way, I say, if someone want the 100% easiest way to get in the game, it's with stash
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
investment.
what platform. What was the best platform to really get into it?
That was my next question.
Yeah, they got like Robinhood. You got
Yeah.
even Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's selling.
See, it's a lot of platforms, but the easiest is Stash. And I say Stash because I don't use Stash no more. Well, I still have a Stash account, but I don't actively invest in companies. Do I passively invest in it? So what happens is you get a Stash card, and wherever you shop at and you swipe your card, you purchase shares of that company through a percentage of your card. So that's the easiest way because you don't got to do anything.
Right.
If you like going to Chipotle, you swipe your card, you just became a minority owner of Chipotle. You like McDonald's like me, you go to McDonald's, you swipe your card, you just bought shares of McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say that's the easiest way. You know, but if now we're talking about actively purchasing stocks, the easiest way, then you have things like Cash App, Robinhood, which is those companies, those platforms that'll let you purchase micro shares. So instead of you buying 100% of a company, which will be meant 100% share of a company, which will be one share, you buy a piece of the company, a piece of the share.
$100 share. Say you own whatever.
Yeah, because if you invested on E-Trade, Fidelity, and all the big dogs, you're gonna have to buy. If you buying the share of the company, you got to buy 1/4 share. But if you're on Robinhood and Cash App, you can buy a piece of one share. You don't got to buy the whole thing. So if a share costs $100, you can put $10 in it and have 10% of one share.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
because I remember it, you said something about was it Acorn that you was using and then you stopped using it, and what's the platform that you're on now? I guess maybe was it because you outgrew it or?
Yeah, so I left Acorns and went to E-Trade. So when I started saying, okay, I specifically want to do this dividend thing, I was looking at how much I had in Acorns. And at the time, I think it was probably like when I made the transition, I think it was about 12,000, 15,000, something like that. And then the dividends I was getting was $40 every 3 months. So then I said I could take the same money and put it into E-Trade, and instead of $40 every 3 months, I could get what was the difference? $120 a month or something like that. Yeah. So I looked at it; it only made sense. $40, $100+.
That's a no-brainer.
And that was each month.
To work better.
I ain't hear you.
No, I'm saying you're putting the money, you're using that money to work. You're working that money better. You feel me? Like,
right. So my goal is, how I look at my investments is just like little soldiers, man. All them dividends gotta go to work and recruit more soldiers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know,
O'Leary from Shark Tank.
I'm just saying though, man. You know, that's how I think, man. And I'm gonna tell you this. Watch this. The countdown that you see, watch that John will be at 6 figures before the year over with next year. The year after that, that John will hit $250,000. The year after that, that John gonna hit $500,000. So now we in what's that, 2023? $500,000. Every year that John gonna go up about $250,000. But then, you know, once you start, your money start getting bigger, it's easier to obtain more money because of the higher payout in the dividends and things. And when your money go up, the interest rate on it and things like it acquires more money. That's why the rich, stay rich and get rich. You know what I'm saying?
Now, tell us what is Financial Freedom Fighters. What is that?
It's like, nah. Financial Freedom Fighters is it's my company, my consulting company, helping people with their credit and everyday type of financials and whatnot, which is I call basic financials. So when I'm doing consulting with people, I do it under Financial Freedom Fighters. And I came up with the name because in the beginning, like I was telling y'all, my credit was a 350. Even getting to making good money and whatnot, it's a struggle and it's a fight, especially being a person like me. I don't have a college degree, things like that, so I had to fight for everything that I had. And then what I was wanting to fight for was financial freedom, and then so it came up with the name Financial Freedom Fighters. So it just all made sense to me, because we all fighting to be free, and
Right.
Being financially free is a big thing. Being able to go to sleep when you're tired, being able to wake up when you're tired of sleeping, spending time with your kids, your family, your loved ones, not having to punch a clock, just living on your terms. And
Right.
a lot of people assume that being that way, you have to be mega rich yourself. You don't have to be mega rich. You just need to be able to cover what it costs for you to live, your living expenses, and have whatever over that as to what you're going to do with it in life. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But that's where the name came from.
It's just discipline for what it's not. You gotta have discipline to invest.
Facts and delayed gratification.
Yeah. That's important right there, because
Yeah, sure.
everybody wants it now.
Yeah.
So
I would have had an overstock right now at $80 on me.
Probably would. How many shares you bought?
100.
100.
My man over there making $1 million real estate deals, man, from his iPhone, man.
Who, me? Where? Oh.
Miami.
Chilling.
Yeah. Because I was about to say, I thought you were talking about me.
I see you making deals, man. I see you out there selling homes, man. I need one on water, man. I need one. Look, I need one on Star Island, man.
Hey, I got you, man. Well, you could do that, man. I got you.
Hey, my bread ain't that
have to go in your car.
Over next to Puff.
We got to pull up in your car. They won't let me pass the gate in my joint. Yeah, man. But what else? I mean, going back to financial freedom, like Financial Freedom Fighters, like what is it? It's obviously personal consultation, but is it, depending on what you're getting consulted on, that's the fees, or how does that work? Is there a different?
Nah, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. Right now, it's just straight 30 minutes or 60 minutes.
Okay, so basically it's a time slot. So they're paying every time they're speaking to you, basically. So whenever they got a question, you set up an appointment. Okay, got you. That makes sense, because then it's like, because some people
you're gonna have a real question for me to
right. A real
for me to call you is because there's really a roadblock and I really need help. You're not gonna just like, hey,
it's 2,500 just to,
I'm saying, if you want to call and pay me just to say what's up, man, how your day going? Hey, that's cool. But cool. You got X amount of minutes to do it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but it's a consultant. It's a consultation.
Nah, I like the whole consultant idea, because people might look at it like what? But the information that people are giving out is life changing. Yeah. It can you might look at it as just you ain't do nothing for me. We just had a conversation. But based on what I just told you, could change your whole life. And that's what consultations are about. You got these consulting firms that walk into McDonald's or the headquarters of McDonald's and go consult them for $1 million just for sitting there for 1 hour and giving them strategies on how they can make extra.
How they can save on ice.
Yeah, how if they just
Fix
put
their
one
ice
less
cream
ice
machine.
cube in a cup, they could profit.
But believe it or not,
10%.
that's why now you don't even get ketchup if you don't ask for it. Because there was
I'd be so pissed.
Somebody had to go and consult them and be like, hey, you know what, man, y'all giving away way too much ketchup.
Way too much ketchup. Because every time I go, I never get ketchup. Go to Taco Bell, they give me a bag of tacos, no sauce. How many tacos without sauce? Two. Yo, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, consulting is big. It's big. I always love that business, model. It's
no, but that's why when he said
everybody's an educator
it stuck out because I'm like, you go from a repair business to now it's I'm saying I'm taking on the responsibility of doing it for you basically compared to a consultant where I'm going to tell you how you can do it, but it's still up to you to do it. You feel me? So it's like you're taking that off of yourself. Oh, it didn't work. It's your fault. Like, or right. It didn't do this. Like, no, you're not the one doing it. So that's why that kind of stuck at that.
Now, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Mel, but just one more question. Today is what, the 2nd? Tomorrow's the 3rd.
Tomorrow's life changing.
I know you're not supposed to ask people who they're voting for, but we just gonna ask, what's your opinion on where our country is heading, tomorrow, basically, and what, because I mean, you basically work in the market, so how do you think that's gonna affect the market tomorrow and the days to come?
Good question. Yeah. Good question.
Well, not without necessarily saying, "Oh, I'm voting for such and such." Just
right.
the
outcome.
Because I really feel something, regardless of the outcome, something is going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
You can feel it. You feel me? It's like something.
No, it depends. Whoever become president, something's going to happen.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean. Like either way, something's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was at the range yesterday.
Come on, man. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, man. Look at the smile on their face.
That's why I was practicing my aim.
The market, from my understanding, no matter which side takes office, the market still goes up when presidents change seats. So affecting the market, what we gotta realize, there's more people in the market who don't understand the market than there are people who do. So the market moves with emotions, because if everyone knew what to do, when to do it, and why to do it, then the market wouldn't move with emotions.
Right.
So it really doesn't matter to me, as far as when it comes to the market, if the seat will be changed or not, because like I was saying, I'm a long-term investor. It's not going to affect me.
So you're just going to ride it out.
True.
Yeah, ride it out.
On the contrary, in the chaos is where you got to find your opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who you like? Fuck it. They ain't gonna ask you the question. Who you like, Biden or Trump?
Redskins is my favorite team, man. I ain't a Cowboy fan.
There you go.
Oh, you talking about politics? I don't really get into politics though, for real, because man, politics is one of them sticky places, man. You can have politics and you can see what needs to be done.
Right.
And a person would dance all the way around it instead of just doing what exactly needs to be done. And I don't understand certain stuff. So I just don't, you know what I'm saying? I just don't need it.
No, I feel you. I feel you, because at the end of the day, like you say, it's the obvious, but what I get into deep, because that's a whole different podcast in itself, is the people that's sitting in the chair ain't the people that's running it.
Yeah.
It's the people that you don't see. So all of that BS that they tell you they gonna do or not do, they still got to go get approval from the people that's giving them all that campaign money to or put them in office to begin with. So to me it's a whole bunch of BS anyway. So that's just my point on it. So arguing politics, you can never you can never argue politics with someone that's on the opposing end. It's a never-ending battle.
But the thing about it is, right, like, because I try to find, you know, we talk about this, I try to find humor in all situations. Like, it's fun, like something will be funny, like, you know, as messed up as it might be, it's like,
you know how we do.
Yeah, it's like, we just gotta, you know, so you poke fun at it. So, but it's like, so you have neighbors now that this neighbor is like, this Trump down the whole front yard. Then the across the street neighbor is Biden down the whole front yard. And they're, you know, going at each other and all this. And in 6 months, nobody's even gonna, they can take all that stuff down. Nobody's even gonna, like, you know, they don't talk about it until, again, 4 years later. It's like,
it's stupid, bro.
But you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like, no one's gonna remember.
I watched a video today. A girl got, well, 2 sisters. One came in with a Trump mask, and got kicked out. I'm like, yo, are you serious?
Y'all are sisters.
You guys are sisters. So what? In her opinion, she like Trump. So what? Right. You like Biden. So what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, both is it. Like,
but
it is what it is. Like,
the whole thing is, like I said, it's divide and conquer. You know, like who's winning? They're the only ones that's winning. You're breaking up homes. Friendships, and that's another reason why people don't like to talk politics.
And guess
because
what? Whoever the president is, don't run the shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, it's not even that. It's like all the votes don't even, because electoral colleges, there's all kinds of stuff.
It don't mean shit.
You know, it's a bunch of BS. And at the end of the day, like I said, doesn't matter who becomes president. If I don't move my feet, I don't.
So don't stop, baby.
It's true.
You know, it doesn't matter who gets in the office. No one's gonna help me get anywhere. You know, so
it is what it is.
I ain't losing no sleep over none of that BS, man. But anyway, is there any closing statements you want to put? Anything out there
or anything coming up?
Where they can reach you? Plug?
Yeah. Y'all can reach me on YouTube at Money Mel Jr. That's Money. Mel is MEL. Junior is JR. Y'all can reach me on IG at financial_freedom_fighters_. So yeah.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. And one more last question.
My man right there. Y'all ain't give my man no Patron, man.
No.
Hey, we offered the Patron, but he asked for water. So
hey, my man, he got nice personality.
Yeah,
and I'm a drinker, so I drunk damn near half of the bottle, dog.
So yeah, I'm in the market for an automobile. I'm trying to find out roughly how much would it cost for me to get into something like a Bentley on a monthly basis?
It all depends how much you buy it for. What year you get what you buy it for. What's your interest rate? You know what I'm saying? You want to go buy one of them new Jones?
That exotic depreciation game with those kind of cars. Have you heard about that? Like the hacks and all that.
Yeah, I didn't look too much into it, but I heard about it. And then at a certain point of the year, they start back appreciating.
Right.
So they go down and come up, and then some of them hold their value longer than others. Me personally, I ain't really looked too much into it because I'm gonna keep my cars.
That's what you want. That's it. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself.
Nah, it's nothing wrong with that. You know, as long as.
Nah, I'm just saying, like.
So he knows.
No. The reason I ask is I know that some people will get into like the exotics, because that's an exotic basically, right? So you get into like the exotics, and it's like, all right, so the car will only depreciate till this much, right? So if you drive it for a year, you know, and you sell it, and it probably costs you $10,000 to drive it, or you might make $2,000 to drive it.
Yeah, some people do that. They call that
where you bought it.
The exotic car hacking and whatnot. But me, I don't, like I said, I don't really care about it, because when I buy my car, that's because the car I like, that's the car I want to drive. Most people buy because they just want to be sitting in it for a few years and then they go sell it, or they lease them and things like that. I'm not leasing mine, or I'm not holding it for no 3-4 years. Like, that's my whip. You know what I'm saying? So that just like when I first got it, man, I first got that car, I think I put like 20,000 on it. You're like, damn, you're driving a mess out there. You're supposed to drive that car once a week, man. I'm driving this car wherever I want to drive this car.
Yeah, I got a guy in Miami. He'll put whatever miles you want on it for like $400.
Huh?
What? Hey, don't listen to that.
Down there, high
man. Hey, whatever. I know a guy. Whatever miles you want, man.
We can roll that.
Hey, that shit back.
We can roll that thing back.
Wow.
This is Miami.
That shit brand new again.
But nah, I mean, I get it.
Before the lease returns, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely not. I'm not in the market for no damn Bentley. I was just trying to find out how much Bentley people pay.
I mean, a car like that, you got to figure. You're in the 1,500 to 2,000 range, probably for depending the year.
Yeah.
So when I first got it, my first year, I was paying $1,500 for the note, and I was paying $1,000 per month for my insurance. So I was paying $2,500 per month.
$1,000 a month for insurance?
But that's what they don't consider, though. That's the thing.
But then again, you gotta also think though, your insurance is still like personal too, like to you, to him, like, you know what I'm saying? Because your driving record, like I got a lot of speeding tickets, what I had, but it was crazy. I was going, 1,000. You know, it ain't 1,000 or more. You know what I'm saying? But it's only 300.
Okay, that sounds like more realistic. I'm like 1,000. I'm never
just
gonna have a luxury car. Just an insurance. I could get 2 Bentleys for for the price of insurance.
You got an $80,000 deductible,
right?
When you say what? What kind of deductible?
80,000 deductible. Like, from there we got it. Other than that, it's just how you.
Hey, I be thinking that when I see people driving and they car messed up, I be like, oh damn, they must not got no insurance, or they got that high deductible.
I hear you seen people deliver pizzas and stuff in them things. Like, you gotta come up with that.
And the who? Nah, let me tell you what I did. Look,
and stuff like that.
Nah, look, I'm gonna tell you this. So I was doing Uber as a side hustle, right? And so I go pick.
I'm going 2 blocks, man. Here's $4.
I'll pull up, pick people up like the Bentley. I pick people up in the Lamb. They're like, hold on, this not no Nissan. I was like, oh yeah, this the upgraded version right here. Or like I tell the person like, yeah, I just caught a flat tire, so I hopped in this right here. I be like, I could go get the Nissan though. Lady was like, nah, we good. But yeah, that'd be wild.
But damn, not to this gonna I gotta let the man go. But
8 more last questions.
Last question. Why would a guy that drive a Bentley and have a Huracan do Uber as a side hustle?
Because I have goals and I'm not too what's the word? I'm not too proud to do it. I used to be too proud to do it, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. I kind of feel it's just kind of fun to me, for real. I'm a people person and whatnot. Sometimes I do it to just get out the house, or like I genuinely like it, man. I genuinely like it. Like I met people got 10 times the money I got that was going Uber. That was a fucking dog walker. Man, I didn't mean to cuss, but that was a dog walker. It's just about getting out your comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I actually started doing it when I started doing my little video stint about showing people that they can invest $10 a day to become wealthy. So the whole thing, I'm gonna do 5 Uber rides. I got more than $10 a day. And then So I got a YouTube video on that too, and just putting away $10 a day into the stock market. Then over 10 years and how much money you'll have. Like, see, people tend, and I don't know if it was Abraham Lincoln, or it was a quote that goes, people tend to overestimate what they could do in a year, but underestimate what they could do in 10. And so when I started the whole side hustle thing and showing people on the gram or whatever what I was doing, and showing them how much I was making, and then showing them how much I was investing, and then watching it turn to a snowball, because this day and age, when a person tells me, oh, they don't got no money, or they jacked up, or this, that, and the third, I always ask them this question first. Do you have a driver's license? Yeah. Do you have a car? Yeah. Why you ain't doing ride shit, Uber or Lyft? Now, and if you got a driver's license, you don't got a car, you gotta find some way to save up for it. You better get in shape to become a stripper and save. But I always ask people that, because I'm not too good to do it. But you, as speaking of people who, like, I spoke with, you as a person who don't have a pot to pee in and a window to throw it out of, you're too good to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Once we get out of our mind of how stuff's supposed to be, how stuff's supposed to look, and worrying about what people think of us, then we can truly excel. And that's what I truly feel. And if we can delay gratification, man, the things that we can do, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because I always speak about generational wealth and the difference between being rich and wealthy. You know, you could be rich for your lifestyle, well, for your lifetime, but then after you dead and gone, there's nothing left.
Yeah.
You know, you done balled out your whole life, and your kids and your grandkids have nothing. You know,
Facts.
I'm on this whole trying to build your last name type thing, you know, and leave something behind that could still kind of, you know, push on after you're gone. So, but you know, that's why I kind of wanted to ask, you know, why? Obviously, it couldn't. I won't say that you needed the money, because I can't imagine how much you could make to pay that damn $1,500, you know, or whatever. But I found that you know, there's people that do Uber just to meet other people, and you meet all types of people, you know, doing these things, and they don't do it because they need the money.
That would be a hell of a conversation starter for your. Hey,
hell
what
yeah!
What do you do? Oh, look, I do. You know, this is what we, you know, credit repair. And
that sounds like a great marketing thing. I pull up in a Lambo, and you literally imagine the conversation
for however long the ride is. Like, you know, you got that person's, you know,
and they're gonna listen to you, because first of all, they're gonna be mind boggled to why.
And if you record those things, that's the type of thing that viewers are gonna want to see. Like you know, I'm putting people on the game, in the, you know,
bro, I'm gonna tell you this. When I first started doing Uber, I was making like $7,000 to $10,000 a month doing Uber.
A month? Well, shit. Then I need to be doing Uber, because
see, that was in the beginning. Like, Uber, you know, switches it up, because I know some people who still do it. Like, it ain't. Even though I like to do it, I don't do it no more right now, because I just got so much going on.
Yeah.
But people who I know still do it, like Uber, done changed up their pay structure and whatnot. So
they ain't really trying. Depends on the area you're in, though.
No, it heavily depends on the area you're in.
$4.
Yeah, because down here, it's just, I think it's so saturated already that I could be wrong. I don't know.
Those numbers are high, because matter of fact, I was speaking to a dude that was telling me. I was around my cousin's crib, and we were standing around talking, and that's the neighbor. And he does like Uber, and he came over, he was talking, you know, and then he got a call. And then it was like, he got I guess an alert for like $7 for like 3 miles or some junk like that. And I forget what numbers he was saying, but it was ridiculously low. And then he was like, I ain't doing this one. and then he got another one for like $7.
See, those be the people who don't make a lot of money.
Huh?
Those be the people who don't make a lot of money, who be like, oh, I ain't doing this one. Oh, I ain't doing that one. See, when I would get, you just gotta let that joint ride. Think about this. See, remember the whole analogy what I said, a year and 10 years. See, people don't think about the long term. They think about the now. So the now says, oh, this is only a little bit. I'm not going to do this one.
Yeah.
Oh, this one is a lot. I'm going to go do this one. But the person who think about the long term, do it if it's a little bit or do it if it's a lot. And then so at the end of the day, then at the end of the week, then at the end of the month, you look at it, you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
That was a lot. Because, think about if you just making $250 a day. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then if you grinding and you doing 7 days, that's $250 times 7. You know what I'm saying? You already making what's that? $17.50, I think, something like that. That's in 1 week. You made $17.50 in 1 week. You know what I'm saying? But people don't. I'm a big picture type of guy, and I'm the end justify the means type of person. You know, that's how I think. You know, and I think like that, like how you touched upon generational wealth. Think about if you do have a kid. Let's say you have a kid born right now, boom, day one. For generational wealth, what you do for your kid is, if you have one kid, you put away $15,000 each year into that kid custodial investment account. It really only gotta be 15. Let's just say 5. You put away $5,000 a year in that kid custodial investment account. And let's just say your kid go to college and they graduate 25 years old. How much money would that kid have? And if you all have a compound interest calculator on your phone, or you could put it in Google, whenever you get on your leisure time or whatever, just do that. Or you can even do it $1,000. And I say up to 15 because you're able to write that off on your taxes or whatever, up to 15,000. But even if you do 5,000, so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing 5,000 per kid every year into stocks, into investments, all the way up to they 30. That's my thing, to they 30. Now, you think about where we are now as our age, and we're getting into the investments and things like that. Just imagine for 1 second, if you can have all of the knowledge that you have right now, and you can be 1 year old.
Right.
You'll be a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
So that's the whole way I'm thinking with my children. I have all the knowledge I have. My children are young. So therefore, I'm going to do the investment for them. Right. And that money over that long period of time is crazy. It's bananas.
Yeah, they're going to be way ahead of the game.
Facts. And that's generational wealth.
But, you know, that's what it is. That's what it is. Like I said I didn't want to keep them, but that was 30 minutes ago. But dude, I appreciate you.
Sure,
We've been trying to do this for a little minute, but
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a follow too, man. Because you know,
hey man, hit me up on the tube, man. Hit me up on the gram too, man.
For sure, man.
Hey, look, he gonna do me how you say them people be doing. Yeah, let me hit you up, man. I ain't never gonna.
Man, I got you, man.
Hey, come on, we on the phone. Look,
for real. It's just.
I'm about to look at him away from
now everyone got their mind open to some sort of finance. You know what I'm saying? So now's a good time for.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that subscribe to come through.
He waiting on
that. Shit. What's up? All right. Hold on. Tell you, what is it on?
I'm already.
You want YouTube first or Instagram? Either way.
YouTube.
I sent you Instagram already.
Let me see. What is it? What underscore what?
Now on YouTube it's Money Male Jr.
There you go. Tell me you see one more subscribe.
Nah, they say I don't have no new subscribers.
What is it right there? That's subscribed already?
Is he?
Yeah, he's subscribed. Money Mel Jr.
Oh, okay.
You see the logo in the jump?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
Nah, that's not it.
that ain't
What?
it.
It's like,
Bald
nah,
head.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Oh, I was about to say.
I'm like, I know what it is.
All right, look on IG. I'm about to give you the IG. I'm gonna follow you back on IG. Let me know when you're ready. It's
What's the IG?
financial
Huh?
financial _ freedom _ fighters _
Financial _ freedom
Freedom fighters.
_ fighter. Gotcha.
All right, so everybody's subscribed.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it in a second. There we go. Where is that? It'll get you done, man. I promise.
So basically, I mean, we always in touch anyway.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
hopefully we could do this again. You know.
Yeah, man. When I hit my $500 a month dividend jump, man, invite me back on, man.
We're gonna talk about it.
Put me back in the waiting line, man. You know.
Nah, ain't no waiting line. Not yet. It's gonna be though. I got a couple of folks lined up, but you know, you're already part of the family, so you can say you one of the ones that done it first. Matter of fact, you the second interview.
Salute.
You know, so we solidify. But like I said, I appreciate you.
Hey,
thank you for the information, man. For real.
Ralph, man. Hey, my man, Patron, and his profile look like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. Who?
Me or I look like Luke Cage in my picture?
Yeah, Nesky.
Nesby got on the suit.
Oh.
Well, Luke Cage
I'm with the
had
suit.
Yeah,
Luke Cage again. Luke Cage.
the superhero.
On that show.
That's Street Fighter.
Nah.
No.
Nigga Street Fighter.
Yeah,
No, Luke Cage. He the hero, man.
He the hero, superhero on
Oh.
the show.
Luke. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
I thought he was at Luke
Shit,
Cage. I'm thinking Luke Kane.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know.
I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, all right. That's what it is.
Salute, my brother.
Hey,
All right, man. It's good talking to y'all, man.
Sure.
for sure, man. We'll be in touch.
Likewise.
Hey, man.
Sure.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah.
Pass some Patron too next time.
So.
Yo, EA, bring that back.
They be all in my fit. This they be all in my fit. This they be all in my fit. 23, 20.